This is EA Sports PGA Tour Golf. With Frank Nobilo by my side, I'm Rich Lerner. Frank, as weekend golfers know, there's always part of your game that you're focused on. So I'll ask the question, what are you going to be looking at here today?
Tee to green. Rich, I know people always say putting's important. I'm not going to say it's overrated, but tee to green. If you want to play good golf day in, day out, fairways greens. That's the secret.
And that is going to miss the fairway as his opening tee shot is in the rough.
It's okay, not ideal, but manageable from there.
Wow, what a nice way to start the day, Frank.
Straight out of the gate, and the barn door is officially open.
This one just about straight at it for eagle. Oh boy, that definitely took a look. But that was a perfectly weighted putt, nearly an eagle. And you've got to be hoping that is a harbinger of things to come. A well-played first hole of the day, yielding an easy birdie. Ready to tee off here at the second hole. Quite a view from up here, Frank.
Once again, big elevated tee, and it's hard to imagine you have a tee that high up, but that'll shorten that 445 yards. Obviously, it's a dog leg left. You've got to be careful if you hit driver and two straight, because then you can run out. A nice tee shot in the middle there, and then you've got a relatively straight shot into this sort of par 4 green, obviously going a little bit back up the hill. And once again, a little bit like that opening hole, sort of different tiers on that green. Try and make sure that you're on the right one.
Put himself in an excellent position. Keyboards, 88 yards. Really good opportunity here. Second shot. That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
Okay, good par here at the second, and that will keep him at -1. Now to one of the toughest par 3s you're going to find at 227 yards. Just reaching the green is an accomplishment here. It's a full 90 yards uphill from the black tees to the putting surface. And the uphill shot there, difficult to judge, and that will wind up short. Now from below the green, a second up to this par 3.
Had to take the boxing gloves off on that one. No touch whatsoever, and this is a long, long putt coming back.
Yeah, that's a good save to make sure this didn't get worse. A first bogey of the round, and he's back to even through 3. Back to the tee here at Wolf Creek. A lot of sand along the right side of this fairway leading up to the green, Frank.
Yeah, I can't even count how many bunkers they got down that right side. It's easy to see where not to go. So obviously you want to get that ball up on that left side. And then really it's just a short pitch across. Yeah, this hole's only 383 yards, and it won't even really play its distance. But, of course, you've got to be careful. It's not long, but fairway first once again here. You can see all the problems around there if you do miss this fairway.
Going to have to accelerate through the sand here to give this enough carry. Okay, safely on the putting surface out of the sand. Would have maybe liked to run that up a little further, but that's not the worst shot in the world. Still even par for the day. Now to the par 5 fifth hole. Cut it over the ridge here, Frank?
Well, if you can, if you dare. And there is actually a stream here. I know we're in the middle of a desert, but if you can clear that stream, that's the main thing. This is a crazy-looking tee shot because it looks like you want to go down that left, down that canyon area, but if you don't know the exact distance you fly the ball, then you're going to be in lots and lots of problems. Those collection of 3 bunkers down the right side, as long as you can avoid that, then that second shot to this par 5, that's not overly long, it's just under 500 yards, is certainly reachable. Second shot will play uphill to a elevated green with, once again, 3 different levels.
Okay, I'll be pretty happy with that one on the green and 2, but a long ways. Frank, he'll need to refocus immediately because that's not a guarantee. 2 putts from that distance.
Exactly, Rich. No time to celebrate right now. Grind on that first putt. Get it inside that magic circle. At least try and guarantee a birdie.
Ooh, boy, that's not even going to get in the right area code of this hole. Way, way short. This from 7 feet. Oh, this is where the game becomes so cool sometimes. Here at the 6th, 447-yard par 4. Pretty good hole, Frank.
Yeah, probably a layup hole, too, for the longer hitters. Something out there around the 280, 290-yard mark to make sure you don't go it in the stream. Obviously, it's a dogleg right, as you can see. The canyon on both sides is sort of well-defined, so you know where not to go. Second shot plays a little bit back up the hill to a green, once again, that's anything other than flat. It's fun. You've got to make sure you get that ball on the right tier if you want to have a birdie putt here.
And this, not a distance you practice all that often with your bunker shots.
We talk so much about that dreaded long bunker shot, and that was played beautifully. I would take that any day of the week.
Maybe you look to the heavens here. That didn't need much more. Well, he gave that birdie putt a good run, but par is all he'll have to show for it. Maybe the best risk-reward hole here at Wolf Creek is right here at the par 4-7. It is, without question, drivable at 302 yards. However, getting that tee shot to stay on the green can often be a different story. We see plenty of shots go over the back, leaving an incredibly difficult pitch shot off the desert floor. Yeah, this not a terribly long hole, so precision off the tee is the key, and the iron is the right call there. So after a well-placed drive, this, his second from short range. Well, as an old baseball announcer once said, going, going,
Gone.
goodbye. Oh.
It's a slow start, and you can blame it on the short game.
And that'll be a tricky leave for double bogey.
Everything's just been a fraction off on this hole. No different there.
He was hanging on at 3 over coming into this hole. Now it's starting to slip away. With the double bogey, he's at 5 over. Par 3-8, 248 yards down to the green. What a hole.
Yeah, maybe you put your two hands together, make a little prayer. You might make two, but make 3 here and run to the next tee. This is it's just a gorgeous par 3. But it is tough. Every bit as tough as what it is pretty, as a matter of fact.
Uh-oh, that's trouble over there. No, that needed much more behind it than he'd got, and it comes up well short and into the hazard protecting the front of this par 3. Okay, so the drop made, and this will become his third at the par 3. And that'll do just fine.
Right about 9 feet here to the hole.
Yeah, that's a good escape right there. Out of bounds off the tee, but in the end, it leads to just the one drop shot. Set to round out the front side here at Wolf Creek with a par 4.
Fun hole for the big hitter, too. They can really take advantage of this. The last fairway bunker down there on the right side is just over 300 yards to get over it. And longer hitters could nearly drive it in the greenside bunker on the right. So just tee it up there. You're playing desert golf for a reason. Enjoy it. Just have a little flick in here, and chance, too, to have a little birdie at the end of your front 9. That's a decent-sized green. It's not bad, just a little past the hole.
That's going to scoot a foot or 2 by. Okay, that's in for his par here at the 9th. And that's going to mean this is a 42 on the front side, 6 shots over par.
The par 4 10th, and Frank, what's the right way to attack this hole?
A little deceiving off the tee here, Rich, because you don't see the full width of the fairway because of the desert down the right side. You do see those bunkers down the left. 280 yards take them completely out of play. And it's a fun green, obviously protected by those bunkers on the left and that little one-pot bunker on the right. But be aware of the contours of this green, and just be aware, too, where they stick the flag. In that front section, then this is certainly a birdie hole. It's a solid shot and a green in regulation, but a little away from the band.
Let's bring in Nota Begay III for a look at birdie.
And he's had trouble all round long reading these greens, and this is another putt with a pretty good curve to it.
Needed that to turn a little more, but it hung out wide. Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par.
We're here at the downhill par 3 11th hole. Frank, it's 215 yards from the back tee.
This hole certainly is not for the faint of heart. When you look at that tee shot, you think, oh my God, what do I do from here? But remind yourself, it's 215 yards and really only about 160, 170 yards to green grass again. But it's 215 yards. That should be the club that you're trying to pick. Green's big enough, just persuade yourself though. Try not to look at the canyon and the desert. There is a green down there. The hole is playable.
From about 8 feet.
And he gets that to drop. Back-to-back pars here on 10 and 11 to begin his backside.
Frank, the par 5 12th is another case of a hole where you see that Wolf Creek Golf Club can actually be kind of scary, daunting. When you look out at the desert mountains and then you add in some water, which we have here on the left, and you can go for some big numbers here if you're not careful.
Well, this is where the Wolf and the Creek can take a bite out of you. You hit it left off the tee, then you're certainly going to start to rack up a number. There's enough fairway down the right, but once again, if you hit a good drive and this hole is reachable for you, then you've got to worry about the water, which is to the right of this green. 5 wouldn't be the worst score you could make around here, that's for sure. I've seen 6s and 7s.
Really hit that second shot on the button to this par 5, but Frank couldn't get it to stop.
Yeah, too good, too long, sadly.
Perfect there. And that's in for a birdie.
13th hole, and Frank, Wolf Creek is really kind of a macho golf course because you can stand on a tee like this and say, you know what, I'm going to take this one over the mountains.
And then, if you do, then you flip the coin. Is it in play or is it out of play? This is one hole. You just you realize you're in the middle of the desert, that's for sure. And one hole that you think, well, if I play this hole a couple of times, I might just get the hang of it.
And this, not the longest hole players will encounter, so just an iron off the tee, and it works out to perfection. From the fairway Nota, this is second.
Well, he's looking at 108 yards to the front, 118 to the hole. Hole cut right in the middle.
Well, had a good look at the green, but couldn't cash it in. In the rough now, wondering what might have been. Okay, no problem with that one. Certain holes in golf, you just want to pull out the phone and snap a picture and just soak it all in. This is one of those holes, the 14th at Wolf Creek, 444 yards. Spectacular, isn't it? This one moving just a little bit to the right with that wind. Yeah, that's a nice swing, and the result is going to be a tee shot that is set up just fine.
I'm not quite sure of that strike, whether they got it all, but ball's just come up a little shy. Outside chance for a birdie.
Good job to deaden it right by the hole, but he could not get it to go in. That's so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it.
Now to the par 3 15th hole here at Wolf Creek. Frank, this is the shortest hole on the course.
And their version of a postage stamp type hole, minus the bunkers on the right side. Green elevated, falls off as you can see down the left side. Club selection is vital, but it is such a short hole. It's very, very tempting, especially when that flag's on the left side, to still go at it. But you miss this green on the left, and you are going to be considerably lower than the level of this green.
Yeah, not quite enough on that one. It's going to take this slope and come back off the front of the green. A chance maybe to run something back there for his second.
short par 3 to a short par 4. Just 393 yards here at the 16th, Frank.
And when you stand on this tee, this hole looks anything other than straight. Goes to the left, then comes back to the right. But if you can just fixate at the green in the distance, you're actually going to look like a relatively straight par 4. And that's the way the hole should be played. Look at those first 2 bunkers that you see and just try and split those. Good tee shot here and nothing more than a wedge left into this green. Simplify it. That's the key. Now, that was 50-50 off the tee. Rough, fairway. I guess it was more than 50-50. Fairway's fine.
Okay, probably was expecting a little more from this hole after the big drive, but he does walk away with a par.
Frank, you licking your chops here at the par 5, 17th hole?
Oh, why not? A chance to reach a par 5 and 2, but there's still pitfalls in front of you. A little creek or stream runs across the fairway, so really limiting the distance you can hit that tee shot, but it's still reachable from just short of that creek. Find trouble off the tee, then obviously you turn it into a 3-shotter, but a good tee shot, and it's too tempting to resist not going for this green.
No problems there. That's going to wind up safely in the fairway. Now from a little less than 200 yards, this a second to the par 5. Okay, you like to see that. It has been a tough day, no question about it. And that is a bright spot, Frank.
Well, it was like it was raining through most of the day, and then all of a sudden the sun popped out, because this is a total change.
Oh, man, the putter is working now. That is back-to-back eagles, a rarity in the world of golf.
18th hole, and Frank, again, a good scoring opportunity. Short par 4.
Yeah, if you looked at the scorecard, you'd think you could drive this green, but one quick look at the trouble in front and to the right of the screen, and you realize that's probably not the prudent play. Really, something 230, 240 yards off the tee in that vicinity is going to leave you just a flick wedge into this green. It is a rather narrow green, but from that distance, you'd expect to hit it close.
Yeah, very controlled shot there with the iron on this short par 4, and that's going to be just fine. Looking to splash this softly onto the green. Another attempt here to get this ball up and out. Yeah, just able to pop that one out of there, but that will only make it onto the fringe. Pretty good read there. Definitely good speed, and it just skips a foot or so by. So that will be a double bogey 6 here at the last. And this will wind up being a 5-over round of 77. Frank, you know what, I think about it. What is it we actually do? And it occurred to me at one point, I sit around most of the afternoon and say things like, welcome in everyone to EA Sports' continuing coverage of PGA Tour Golf. Hello again and welcome. I'm Rich Lerner. We will check in with Nota Begay III and Iona Stephen as we move along, but I'm pleased as always to be joined in the 18th tower by a man who won 15 times around the world, Frank Nobilo. And Frank, looking forward to what should be a fun afternoon of golf.
Yeah, very much so, Rich. When you've waited all morning, those afternoon rounds are a little special, aren't they? I'm really looking, though, for today to see if they come out of the gates nice and quick. That's for sure. I know the finish here is always important, but get out of the gates quick and then see if you can finish the job this afternoon.
That is so well done. On this opening hole, Frank, had a good chance here for, at a minimum, a birdie to start the round.
Not often you start on a par 5, and not often you reach the green in 2 or have an eagle putt.
Yeah, easy to come up short on that one, but that's a decent effort. Shouldn't be much in this for birdie. Okay, a well-played opening hole here on the green in 2, and then a 2-putt birdie to start 1 under. Here at the par 4, 445-yard second hole. Severe dogleg to the left. What's the best play here, Frank?
Well, that tee shot, Rich, is so intimidating, so you don't necessarily have to hit driver. Club decision is probably going to be important here, because if you hit driver, you've got to take it down over that left side, all over the canyon area. So if you hit 3-wood, you can play a slightly more conservative tee shot, but it is going to leave you a longer second shot to a green that's well protected on the right side by bunkers. But really, you know, if the wind's not blowing, this is a really good, fun hole to play. Look at the vistas.
Second shot coming up, and we say hello to Iona Stephen.
130 yards left to the flag. It's a nice round number. Pin smack bang in the middle.
Good approach shot. And birdie putt coming up. Approach shot just a little right, little short.
He'll have 17 feet on this putt. Oh, yeah. 2 circles on the card here to start his round. 2 under through 2 holes. Onward to the first par 3 here at Wolf Creek, 227-yard third, uphill, so it plays a lot longer than the yardage indicates. Better to be long here than short. And he definitely could have used a little more club there up the hill, as that's going to come up short. A chance maybe to just throw something up high for his second. Yeah, that's a good putt. Not the end result he was hoping for after 2 birdies to start the day. Bogey at the third, going to move him back to 1 under. Here at the fourth, 383 yards from the back tee. It's a dogleg right, but Frank, looking at all of those bunkers, you could really make a mess of this hole if you stray.
You can. That's why you've got to simplify it. Just something there that's going to find the fairway. Even like 3-wood and a wedge, that's really all this hole's going to require. Avoid the canyons on the left and in the desert, as well as just, I don't know how many bunkers there is on the right side. So a little bit of fairway up the left, find that there, and really you should be looking at a birdie putt.
A pretty ideal wedge distance here, 95 yards for his second.
In golf, you know, you've heard the term mulligan. You'd love that, a do-over there, wouldn't you? I mean, that's just, that's very poor from that range.
That one just going to sneak on by. Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par.
How about this hole, Frank? Par 5, fifth.
If you stand on this tee for the first time, you've got virtually no idea where you've got to aim. Do you aim it left of those bunkers? Do you aim it over the sort of the canyon? Really, the answer is how far do you hit it, because that is going to determine the line that you hit it on. Avoid the water, that little stream, but you can always have a drink on the way if you want to, I guess. Second shot plays uphill, but this is a relatively short par 5, so very reachable. But you can see you've got to flight that second shot. You want to make sure that ball's coming in nice and high to this green that's perched up.
Now, from way down there, a good look at a second to the par 5. Got every bit of that, threw it all the way there, and got it to stop. Home in 2 on the par 5. Oh, so much for being a tough 2-putt. He calmly rolls that one in for eagle. Well done. This is an excellent hole here at Wolf Creek, the par 4-6, 447 yards. If you're going to hit driver off the tee, keep in mind there is a creek out there, and that approach is uphill to a hard green. This hole's all you want. Trying to keep the momentum going after the eagle, but that is not going to help. It's into the bunker.
Good chance at one.
That took some guts too. That was a clean strike out of the fairway bunker. And to get it inside 10 feet, some doing.
A good opportunity lost there. That's so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it.
Now on to the par 4 7th hole. Is this a reachable par 4, Frank?
Distance-wise, you would think so, but the designer has done something to avoid that, and that's put all this water in front of the green. It would take a mammoth tee shot, and that's something like 300 yards through the air if you're going to try and even drive this green. And is the risk worth it? Well, if you're just playing with your friends, maybe it is. Otherwise, you just lay it up just past those those bunkers on the right and the left. Get it down there on the flat. A little pitch you would think is simple, but because of the slope of this fairway, chances are you might not get a flat lie, and that's going to make that second shot that much harder.
And that's going to leave some work, but it'll end up okay. Boy, that's a good stroke. Just a fraction off target, but you can't get the speed any better than that. Disappointment there. He'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par.
Frank, this is the kind of hole that you like to drop a bag of balls and just have fun. Hit it all day long as if you were at the range. Unfortunately, you only get one crack, and you better be good. This is a tough hole.
Well, if you find the water, actually, you might get another one off there. It certainly is a tough hole, though, Rich. The stream going all the way down the left-hand side, and that wraps right around the left and behind the screen, makes that tee shot... well, it certainly makes you think about that tee shot while you're on the tee. Prudent play, aim for the right edge of the green. There's nothing wrong if you just miss the green on the right, but miss the green by a yard on the left, you pay a very steep price.
Oh, that is an uncharacteristic mistake in what has been a round full of precision. That ball offline, off the tee, and into the water. Okay, so now after the drop and the penalty stroke, this will become his third shot now at the par 3. That was some kind of a read right there. He says, hey, forget about getting down in 2 from here. Let's just go ahead and run it home. This is a good one to close out the front side. 390 yards, a par 4. Yeah, you can hit the big one and just air it out. It all looks so simple when you're going good, doesn't it? And that is yet another solid drive. 70 yards. All that's left here for his second. Okay, good putt there for his par here at the 9th. And that's going to be a 3 under 33 on this front side. Starting the backside here at Wolf Creek with a 472-yard par 4 10. One of the rare, relatively flat tee shots. Lake and bunkers on the left, brush on the right, but the landing area is wider than it looks, so anywhere on the short stuff is good. No issues here. That is into the fairway. Now a second from 164 yards out.
Oh, that ball limps its way onto the green, but yeah, you never know. One putt away.
We turn to Nota Begay III for this look at birdie.
A great deal of success on the greens thus far, but this one's going to be a challenge.
Nah, that's not going to come back enough. That'll stay on the high side. That's nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it.
On to the 11th hole, we're looking downhill, 215 yards to the green.
And this is one of the holes that you realize you're at Wolf Creek. You would never see this hole anywhere else in the world. It's amazing when you stand on this tee. You see all of the canyons around, but there is a little green area down there surrounded by a couple of bunkers. It's a great-looking par 3. It measures 215 yards, very playable, and you never know, today might be the day where you make birdie.
Okay, that one's dancing. A lot of movement coming left here. This for birdie. Oh, needed just a little bit of a turn, but that will somehow stay right on the edge. Disappointment there. I'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par.
Par 5 12th, and Frank, another reminder that Wolf Creek can really be intimidating.
It can. Water down the left. That'll take a huge dent off your scorecard. A lot of fairway down the right. Somehow find that. This par 5 can be reachable, and 2. There's still trouble to the right of this green if you get a little bit cavalier. This, without doubt, the longest green on the golf course. It's 55 yards from front to back.
That's what he wanted to do. After the tee shot, puts himself in really good position here on the par 5. "11 feet away." Good job to deaden it right by the hole, but he could not get it to go in. That's so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it.
13th hole here at Wolf Creek, and Frank, anyone can say, oh, I'm going to take this one over the trees, but very few can stand up and say, I'm flying this baby clear over the mountains.
Yeah, if you take the direct route, obviously it's going to be much shorter than the 350 yards that it's measured as a dogleg right. So the direct line, well, I don't want to tell you the exact yardage because it might give you too much of a clue, but it might be worth taking. It's going to be a blind tee shot, though, and you're not quite sure on the outcome.
and that needed to get down much sooner. That's on the green, but a good ways back there. Well, I think he was being extra careful with that one, but it turns out a little too careful. This hole really taking its toll now. Okay, so after a strong front side, things not quite as rosy on the back. That one in for double bogey. Now to the 14th hole, and Frank, this is probably the best par 4 here at Wolf Creek.
Well, it's certainly the hole that they take the most photographs on, Rich, and you can see why. Great vantage point of the whole golf course. The hole's just sort of littered with bunkers down the left side, so you know where not to go once again. Go to the right side of that. Hole just keeps sort of hooking around that left side. It plays under 450 yards. It's fun. Just sort of draw it a little off the tee, draw it a little into the green, and you'll be fine. Imagine a missed club because that ball sailed past the flag. Really just fortunate to stay on the back of the green.
That one just lacking a little bit of pace, but not bad at all from there. Disappointment there. That'll brush it in, and that'll be just a par. Here at the 15th hole here at Wolf Creek, bit of a breather here. Nice, short par 3. You don't want to miss this green.
No, that's the temptation there. If you try and bite off a little too much because it looks a little too easy, then a bogey here, and you're in a bad mood all of a sudden at Wolf Creek.
And that one not on the green, but not in a terrible spot either. Sitting up in the short grass. Now, from the apron, second to the par 3. That's so nearly a birdie, but par is all he'll have to show for it. Onward to the shortest and one of the easiest holes here at Wolf Creek, the 125-yard par 3 15. The only trouble here, the deep greenside bunkers on the left. This will be a short iron, and this is one you want to stick in there close. Just what you want at this point in the round. You're trying to find a rhythm, hit fairways, hit the middle of the club face. That's what they did right there. Should be able to spin this if he wants. 96 yards left for his second. Third shot coming up now from the bunker. Okay, pretty big swing necessary there, and that's not all that bad from that far away. Okay, probably was expecting a little more from this hole after the big drive, but he does walk away with a par. This is a terrific hole right here at Wolf Creek. All the risk reward you want in a great par 5. The 17th is 562 yards. If you can bomb your drive, it goes all the way down the hill. That'll give you a chance to get home in 2. But if not, beware, that ball could come back into the lake.
Boy, that's way down there. Should only leave an iron to this par 5.
Well within range from here. A second now to the par 5. What a good shot that is. Home and 2 on the par 5. Remember, made eagle earlier in the round, Frank. Well, maybe a chance for a second.
I know we can't call it a double eagle, but talk about aggression in these par 5s. Way to stand up there and just hit the shot.
Oh, yeah, what a putt there. A second eagle of the round, no less. He has been on his game so far. Finishing hole here at Wolf Creek is only 307 yards. Frank, where's the trouble here?
Short and to the right of this par 4. Really, there's a multitude of options off this tee. You could hit an iron, you could hit a fairway wood. Even some might try and hit a driver, but you know, that's a little too risky. There's too many problems up ahead if you try and take this hole on. Really, a short club off the tee, leaving yourself some area of 100, 70 yards, and you're going to be putting for birdie more often than not.
Yeah, if you see shortish par 4s like this, it's a great time to bring out the irons, and that is going to work out well. Wind coming from his right as he gets set for his second.
Well, the ball is on the green. That's about all I can say with that. With a short wedge in hand, you'd expect that certainly be much closer than that.
Yeah, you really got to put a charge into it up that slope, and that is fairly well done. Okay, a good putt for his par here at the 18th green. And that'll be a round of 3 under, 69. So, Frank, another round in the books, and that was an entertaining...